Have you ever said something in the heat of the moment and instantly wished you could take it back? Maybe it happened during an argument with your partner, a misunderstanding with a friend, or a message you sent that made things worse instead of better. We've all been there. And the strange part? It's rarely about what we said. It's about why we felt the way we did. That's where emotional intelligence comes in, the invisible skill that shapes how we connect, react, and repair the bonds in our lives. And today, you're going to learn how to unlock it. Emotional intelligence, or EQ, isn't about being overly nice or pretending you're never upset. It's about understanding your emotions before they take control. It's knowing why you get angry before you explode, why you pull away when someone gets too close, and how your words can either build bridges or burn them. In this video, we'll break down what emotional intelligence really means, how it impacts every relationship you have, and the daily habits that quietly strengthen your emotional control and connection. So take a deep breath. Forget the cliches about staying positive or just letting it go. Because real emotional growth doesn't start with positivity, it starts with awareness. Let me tell you a story. There's this guy named Randy, smart, kind, ambitious, but lately, every small disagreement with his girlfriend turns into a storm. He doesn't mean to yell, he just can't stop himself. When she says, "You never listen," he feels attacked. When she goes quiet, he feels ignored. He's not angry at her, he's frustrated with himself. Because deep down, he doesn't know how to express what he's feeling. So one night, after another argument, Randy steps outside. The city is quiet, the air is cold, and for the first time, instead of replaying the fight, he asks himself, "Why did that bother me so much?" Then it hits him. It wasn't her words that hurt, it was the feeling of not being understood, something he's carried since childhood. That's when it clicks. The argument was never the real issue. It was the emotion underneath, the one he'd never named. That's the moment emotional intelligence begins. Not when you fix others, but when you start listening to yourself. Lesson number 1, self-awareness. Most people react without thinking, not because they're bad, but because they've never learned to pause. The first skill of emotional intelligence is self-awareness. You can't manage what you don't recognize. Start asking yourself small questions throughout the day. Why did that comment annoy me? What am I actually feeling right now? Anger, fear, disappointment? Once you can name it, you can navigate it. And here's the key. The pause between feeling and reaction, that's where your power lives. Every second you give yourself to breathe is a second you take back control. That's the moment emotional intelligence begins. Not when you fix others, but when you start listening to yourself. Lesson number 2, empathy. The second skill is empathy. Not just feeling for someone, but feeling with them. When your friend cancels plans, your first thought might be, they don't care. But what if they're just exhausted, overwhelmed, or quietly struggling? Empathy bridges that gap. It's shifting from, they did this to me, to maybe they're going through something I can't see. Next time you feel triggered, don't rush to reply. Pause and imagine their world for a moment. Their stress, their fears, their long day. It doesn't excuse their actions, but it helps you respond with clarity instead of chaos. Lesson number 3, communication. The third skill is communication, the ability to express yourself clearly without damaging the connection. When you understand both your emotions and others, you stop trying to win arguments and start trying to understand people. Here's a simple formula. Speak from feelings, not blame. Say, "I feel hurt when," instead of, "You always make me feel." Listen without defending yourself. Most people hear to respond. Emotionally intelligent people hear to understand. Validate before fixing. Sometimes people don't want a solution. They just want to feel seen. Strong relationships aren't built on perfect words. They're built on honest presence. Lesson 4, self-regulation. Emotional intelligence doesn't mean you never feel angry, jealous, or sad. It means you don't let those emotions run the show. It's standing in the middle of a storm and still choosing your next step calmly. So the next time you feel upset, pause, breathe. Ask yourself, what do I need right now? A walk? Silence? A talk with someone who listens? Self-regulation isn't suppression. It's learning to process emotion without turning it into destruction. Conclusion. The truth is, emotional intelligence isn't a gift, it's a practice, built quietly through tiny moments of awareness every single day. The more you understand yourself, the less you need to control others. The more you listen, the deeper your connections become. People with emotional intelligence don't have easier lives. They just respond differently. They don't avoid conflict, they navigate it calmly. They don't hide emotion, they express it with clarity and care. That's the quiet power that transforms everything. Moral. So the next time you feel that wave of frustration rising, don't rush to react. Pause, listen, and ask yourself, what's really going on here? Because the person who understands their emotions can understand anyone. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to reflect and subscribe so we can keep growing together, one insight at a time.